Today we are going to do an old world finish on this little chest, and if you guys want to see that, stick around. As with all my pieces, I give it a really good clean before I go in and do anything else with it. So I clean this piece really well. And then the next step is to take salt wash, which is a texture additive, and you can use whatever your favorite is. I mixed a little bit of water in there and I created a paste. I'm going to randomly put this on the piece, and the reason why I did this is because in theory later on, when I go to scrape this off, it will distress down to the wood. So I am just going to randomly put this on everywhere and allow it to thoroughly dry. Once it is thoroughly dried, I'm going to take salt wash and I'm going to mix it with the color Comfort Zone, which is a warm white, and we are going to create a texture mixture. And I want it to be like a brownie-like batter consistency. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to stipple it on the entire piece. And then we will allow it to fully dry. The next step is to, after it's completely dried, I'm going to lay down some salt wash, just a dry powder on top of the piece, and then I'm going to spray it with some water. So essentially what will happen is later on I'm going to paint over that, and when I scrape it back, it is going to show that comfort zone. And so I am going to use the color Cosmic Conquest by Daydream Apothecary. It is one of my brand new colors. It is a minty green color, and I'm going to paint over everything with this color and allow it to thoroughly dry. After everything is dried, I go in with a scraper. For this one, I'm going to use a metal scraper, and I'm going to gently just go over all the areas. If I want to pull back to the wood, I'm going to go a little bit harder, put some more pressure on there so that I can pull some of that back to the wood, and that essentially will be where that paste was in the very beginning. And then if you see the little white pockets, that is from our dry texture that we had put on there. So I am going to, at this point, this is one of those things that you have to do at your discretion. How much do you want to pull off? How little do you want to pull off? And so I really want this to be textured. My inspiration was an old chair that had white and green layered on it, and I just really want this to look like this is weathered, so I am going to distress it probably a little bit more. For this next part, I am going to put down clear wax. And then once I have completely put clear wax down, and I'm going to push a little bit of the wax in the corners just to make it a little bit more thick, I'm going to take talc powder and I am going to sprinkle that on, and I'm going to massage or rub the talc powder into the wax. This seems really like why is she doing this? But what it does is it adds even more patina and more texture and layers. And essentially, if you rub it in there, it is going to be smooth. So when you rub that talc powder into the wax, it is going to feel smooth. And eventually, after the next day, what I do is I take a brush and I'm going to buff it, and it will all mesh together. So some people ask, do you seal the talc powder? No, because you're mixing it with the wax and it hardens. And so when you are putting this on here, you want to rub it in to the point where it feels super smooth, where it feels like it is silky smooth on your surface. This next step is the next day. I'm taking a brush and I'm just wiping off any of the excess powder that's loose. And now I am buffing this again one more time. And I'm gonna get really close so that you can see, but you can see the shine on here. So it is buffed and you still get that shine with your wax, and it's going to cure, and you don't need to seal it with anything else. It feels really nice. This piece is done. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Normally I do get in front of the camera and say hi to you guys and say bye to you. But if you guys have followed me, I am in the middle of moving from Germany to the United States. So I'm going to try to get out content the best that I can. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And until next time, happy creating.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in